So here we are, we're on our third objective under managed care contracting, and the third objective said, hey, gain ability to conduct a reimbursement analysis. Well, how much are you paying me? Because you know that's kind of an important part of the contract. So the language is a big part of the agreement, but equally important is what are we getting paid? So is it fair and reasonable? Any business needs to make money, and we must know the expenses. So I might tell you we pay $10, I'm like, okay, but if you don't know how much it costs to see a patient, you're in a really bad situation. Do you know how much it costs to see a patient in your practice? Do you do cost accounting to know that? That's usually where practices just go, well, it's the best I can get, I'm just going to run with it. And then they struggle and wonder why. So let's talk about assignment examples. In the agreement you're going to read, this is attachment C1 and C2. So just reference it later. There they said the Medicaid offering is 100% of the Medicare allowable rate at the table adjusted rates. Wait, if you look at attachment C1 in the agreement in our exercise, you're going to see they're going to pay you 100% of Medicare at the adjusted rate, which in fact is not 100% of the Medicare allowable rate, but something far less than that. And you're going to say, well, first read, it sounded really good, but if you actually pull up attachment C1, you're going to realize that, yeah, no, it's really not. It's like 75% of the 100% because they have this table adjusted rate. The second attachment, C2, is going to say the second attachment is for a Medicare plan is offered to be paid equal to 100% of the Medicare allowable rate, which is equal to that of what would be paid if the patient were traditional Medicare. All right, that's fair. I know what that means. That means I'm going to get paid Medicare rates to see Medicare patients. I always go with what's your expenses. So here I have a new patient rate. The Medicare nurse practitioner allowable rate's $100. Physician rate's $118. This is if I play that 85 rule, no incident 2 rules, blah, blah, blah. But reimbursement at 145% of Medicare would pay me $171. Well, in the C1 example, they're saying they're going to pay a 65 or 75% of the CMS Medicare physician fee schedule acceptable, page 55 of that contract. Well, wait, I want 65 or 75% of the $118? I really want to be more at the 171, so is this really a good project for me? Don't lose focus of that target marketing. Remember when we went all the way back to Module 1? Bass Pro Shops paid me the most money to see a patient in that example I used. This one's going to be kind of way down there at the bottom. In fact, it's under Grandma. Remember the comment that was Grandma and it said, hey, Grandma will pay you $118.01? Well, this contract, this WellCare contract, is going to pay me for attachment C1 product 75 or 65% of that, which puts it even lower. Do I really want to go after this business for my practice? Do I really want to be part of this network? You've got to make sure that you know what you're getting paid. Well, some contracts have this great language that says, our reimbursement to you is going to be equal to the Cigna fee schedule in effect the time of service in which the service was rendered. Or Horizon New Jersey Health agrees to pay you the lesser of your billed charge or the Horizon standard fee schedule. What on earth does that mean? Tell me how much an office visit's going to be, because I don't know what your standard fee schedule for the services are at the time the service is rendered. I don't know that. You are responsible to make sure your practice knows these things. Doctors are so anxious just to get a network, they just start agreeing to this stuff. They've never even done an analysis to look at it, to say something like we just did back here, to say, wait a second, Medicare is going to pay me $123 to destroy a lesion. You want to pay me the Cigna market fee schedule is going to pay me $50. Well, wait a second. Medicare's paying me $123. Why would you ever accept $50? That's so wrong. I don't want to be in that network. Get rid of it. You just don't sign these things. You've got to go through and start looking at it at a CPT code level of what you do the most in your practice and look at what's the rates and what you're getting paid. So it's really important to make sure you know what that all means. So it is very quick on the reimbursement. I didn't want to go into much detail at this point on it, but I wanted to show you that this needs more information. You cannot sign a contract that says this without asking more questions like, hey, Here are the top 20 CPT codes that I use in my practice that makes up 90% of the work that I do and 90% of the charge volume for my practice. And when I put those two elements together, here's the 20 codes. Tell me what it pays, because I need to back it in to something like this that makes me understand exactly what I'm getting paid. And oh, by the way, I'm now going to load that as what I call a reimbursement matrix, and I'm going to make sure that every time this patient comes in with that logo on this ID card, because remember back here, we know what the logo is. I guess I'm going back too far. Right here, I've got a copy of what the logo is, and I know who's taking the discounts, and it better match up to those 20 top codes, because that is what the fee schedule says it pays. So you can't just accept that. You got to get to the linear detailed level. So, in closing, we looked at the strategy behind not or having a contract. It's okay to have a contract. Know what you're doing. It's okay not to have a contract. Have a strategy. Having a contract, okay. If you don't have a contract, you better watch those. You better have some black space management and watch those white space managers are coming after you. Gain an understanding of the contract structure. Trust me. Read the contract, 57 pages. We've got an assignment attached to it. You're going to be rock solid on that. And then we looked at the reimbursement analysis, which really isn't an analysis. Maybe I need to rephrase that a little bit. But it's to bring appreciation for what the value is of the service you're rendering, and is it worthy of you to even consider being in the network. And don't forget, it's okay to say no. Thanks very much. Our next module is going to be on charge assessment, so that when you look back at your charges, right here, what's this clause say? We will agree to pay you the lesser of billed charges or the standard fee schedule. If the standard fee schedule pays you $100, are we going to bill $98 for the service? No. But you'll be shocked at how many practices still do. So we're going to go into more depth on that, but keep that in mind as our transition into the next module. Thanks so much.